Welcome back to the Brothers Grin. Men, why don't you hug your friends?
I do hug my friends.
Yeah, right.
Like little
I thought
ass
that was
out, little
interesting.
ass outside hug. Well, and not new friends. I mean, these are homies. There's a difference between just a
Well,
friend and a homie.
what's crazy is I work with a bunch of people. I don't consider anyone I necessarily work with a super close friend. We're work friends.
Yeah.
But I want to say if I walk through my job, about 90% of the dudes I see, it's open arms. It's
Yeah.
it's rapport based. Plus, for myself, we compliment each other.
I think it depends on the
You know
people.
what?
Yeah.
What's
I
that?
think it depends on the people. Me and you are very center of the room type of guys. Like when we go in, we talk and people like,
Well,
it's,
I wouldn't say center of the room type of guy. Our confidence displays comfortability, but we are open arms type of guys. Like I'm not trying to put anything over anyone. Plus, like, we're not open arms. We're inviting people.
oh, yeah,
You
that's
know,
true. That's definitely true.
it,
People tell us their problems. Trust me.
I could see why. You see. I feel like you could see a bunch of dudes out there, I see a lot of people in my day to day at work and stuff like that. And definitely there's guys out there that have like, they present themselves as, I'm a dude and nothing's wrong with
Yeah,
that.
it's like
Be
those
who
guys that
you
go to
are.
shake your hand and they're trying to dominate that handshake over you. And you're
Yeah.
like, what are
Like,
you doing?
that's
And
not how I am. Everything like
we're over
I have
that period
nothing
in
to prove
time,
to
homie.
anyone.
Yeah, I got you.
But just some guys are like that. I don't know if that's just personal preference, insecurity, things like that. But I think a real comfortable guy will have no problem giving another man a hug. There's people that I just
Well, our
see on a
culture is
regular
different
basis.
too. Venezuela, you're used to kissing people on the cheek. We don't kiss dudes on the cheek, but they're
No.
very open people. If a girl is your friend, usually you greet them with hi, right on the cheek. That's just how things go down there. And that was weird for us when we first started seeing it. But coming back here, like my best friends or Eric, remember he asked, why do you hug your brother? And I was like, well, shit, dude, I don't know if this might be the last time I ever see him. I'll hug my brother every time I see him, especially with us living apart and stuff. When I see you, I'm overjoyed to see you.
Mom, when I think the first time she ever heard me tell you I love you, and she was like, "Oh, you just told your brother I love you." She was on the phone, or because she was next to me while I was talking to you on the phone. I was like, "All right, bro, I love you. I'll talk to you later." And she was like, "You tell your brother you love him?" I was we tell each other we love each other all the time,
Eric
bro.
said,
We know
Eric
that
said the same thing.
Tomorrow's not
He's
promised
like, I
kind
think
of
I
thing.
said I love you to my dad like twice in my life or something. I'm like, I tell my brother, because he thought it was weird that I told you I love you. And I was like, I tell my brother, my kids are the same way. I love you, Dad. I love you guys. I'll see you later. It's just.
Yeah. Well, and same thing you said, close homies, Zach and Rodney, man. I tell those guys I love them all the time, especially just because.
I love you, bro. It's more like, all right, man, much love. I'll see you in a bit, like something like that.
It's just,
same thing with the hug. Girls don't get it twisted. We're not going in for that long
we've lost
pause
a lot
hug.
of people. Yeah. Well, we both lost a lot of people in our lives and over time, and we know the importance of conveying just in general off top appreciation for the people that we do have. And we both said, we know those we know tomorrow's not promised, and we have a deeper understanding of that based on, it's not isolated to us. It's just we have an understanding that they might be here today, but no one's promised tomorrow.
For sure.
Okay, next question. What actually goes through your mind when you're catcalling a girl?
See, I never really was the catcalling girl kind of guy. Like, hey, like I never did that kind of stuff.
Well, spitting game, I guess, too. My interpretation of this is also like spitting game. Like, if you were to see a girl at a bar and you just go up and just say something to her, I guess
humans are very physical creatures. Like you see a nice car, you see a nice whatever, that you see a girl or somebody of the opposite sex, that girl's fine as fuck, or that girl's hot, or make my way over.
Yeah.
But I didn't have luck breaking the ice with women. My gift was like I could pick up a girl noticing me that quick, and then that just threw my confidence over the top, and I had no problem going up and talking to her, kind of thing. But
yeah. See, it was never like that for me, because I was mostly raised by mom. Well, I was mostly raised by mom, and so like I'm not getting that heavy male perspective where you were with dad for almost 5 years, right?
3
years,
95
3
to
years,
98,
and yeah, like 3 years with our dad where I didn't have that, so I've experienced things in my past.
That Venezuelan man, Latino kind of dominating.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Where me, I just had mom. Like I'm
Yeah.
like she's not putting me on to, cues and ways to present myself as a man to women and stuff, good or bad.
Yes.
Um but I've had girls in the past like, oh, that girl liked you, or this and that, or she was flirting with you, and I'm over here like,
Yeah.
I
Oblivious.
didn't pick up on that at all, just because that wasn't my mind state.
Yeah.
But as far as it goes, I feel like I think working in the bar industry for almost a decade gave me a lot of perspective. I feel like guys mostly catcall women because they are insecure with themselves being able to go up and have a conversation. So
Yeah.
that it's like that Boomhauer effect. They fire that net shot, and whatever sticks, they're happy with. Something's better than nothing kind of
And
thing.
we also have those friends that are, as soon as we're talking to a girl or something, they all feel, oh, now I can come in and talk, because they're all nervous and just weird.
Yeah, they got the social courage.
And
the
it's
social
weird
courage.
too,
There's
because
a dynamic opposed to being an isolated event.
me and you are very, I don't know how to say this. You've been to my barbecues at the house when I was living in Cali. There'd be 100, 150 people. We've had tons of friends. So that social setting, I could be public speaking or naked in front of the world and be just fine. I would not be embarrassed. Literally, I wouldn't, to walk down the street butt naked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. Look,
No.
don't look. I don't give a shit. But some people can't public speak. They can't talk. Same thing with us being on camera right now. It's just super relaxed. Since day one, I've not been nervous to be on camera or talk on camera or anything like that. It's just second nature for me and you. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. It's just, I think girls should be more outgoing, man. Because especially in today's age, I think a lot of guys are so scared to go up and talk to girls, and a lot of younger fellas, I get the whole feel of being so disassociated with the social setting, public setting, because there's so much online and so much during the COVID, all that stuff. Like a lot of guys don't know how to present themselves in a social situation now. It's kind of weird. A lot of introverted
I think a lot
people.
of it just I think a lot of it stems from insecurity. That's why what is it, dating apps blew up, because it takes a lot of that personal aspect out, and it's like swipe left, swipe right, shoot a short message, like but that stuff's also very sketchy too.
Yeah, we didn't have all that. There was no.
Yeah, we didn't have all that at all, man. It was like shoot your shot or nothing. Yeah. Well, working in the bar, and even watching people, man, I've seen more crash and burns than I've seen successes. Yeah. So yeah, but even with my girl, when I first met her, I didn't shoot my shot in a sense of being like, what up, girl? I engaged her a little bit, talk questions, show interest. But ultimately, when it came down to actually asking her out, man, it was nerve wracking, because I thought about it for a couple days, because I didn't know much about her. But I did watch her, see mannerisms and stuff like that, because we worked together, and she's the first person that I've actually dated that I've worked with in almost 20 years. No. So that's a long time. You only live once. She's not on her phone all the time at lunch. So I took that, she doesn't have a man potentially. It's 50-50. I was like, she's not texting somebody all the time on her lunches and breaks. She's not constantly on her phone, because that would lead to me believing maybe she has a man out there. But when I asked her out, I just, luckily, I was in the break room. She was in the break room. I talked to her a little bit. She came over and started talking to me more. And then I was just like, all right, shoot your shot. And I was just like, hey, do you have a boyfriend? Or what was it? I was like, hey, if you don't have a man, do you want to go out? And I was beads of sweat just over here dabbing and stuff.
I would have been like,
well, I didn't know.
Do you like dragons?
Oh my God. But she was like, no, I don't have a man, and yes, I want to go out, which was very gratifying. Cool. That my efforts paid off. But never any point in my time would I like, damn, you fine. Like, well, one, in a work setting, that's not appropriate, and you have to be respectful in that setting, especially if you're pursuing somebody. But never have I, very few times in my life have I rolled up on a girl when I was single and been like, just said some out of pocket, off the top stuff in that kind of context. Yeah. But I feel a lot of catcalls stem from insecurity from men, because they don't know how to open that dialogue initially with basic conversation. I have one more. Let me see if I can get to it. This one's kind of silly to me, because it's like people. It's amazing how many girls don't know about male physiology, and it's a two-way street. There's a bunch of guys, but this one cracked me up just because it's very short. But a girl asks, can you seriously not control your boner?
Control it in what sense? Like when it comes, when it goes, or
Yeah, that's my interpretation of it.
Like bounce it up and down with your mind. Like, what do you? When it comes and when it goes,
you can't control when you get them or when you don't get them.
Oh, sometimes it don't matter, man. It could be a brief, or it could be just waking up in the morning. Oh, dude, you should have seen my son. My son, just so you guys know, he's 6. He woke up the other day and he told Cheryl, he's like, I don't know. I woke up and it's just hard. Mom, it's hard. It's big winkus. I was like, oh
that reminds me of when we lived in Venezuela with our dad, and Luis Eduardo comes out and he's like, and I'm just
sporting a little chubby at 5. Yeah.
It's a response, however it's interpreted in the mind of the person that's having it. But what initializes it could be a number of different things. And I mean, you can control it to some degree, think of something else.
I wish I had the thing in front of me though, but it says like how many times guys think about, intercourse or something like that daily. It just naturally runs through your head and you don't control it. You know what I mean? It's just subconscious thoughts going through your head. So,
well, there's a difference between having in my opinion, being a pervert.
Yeah.
But also the simple fact that we're I don't want to say animals. We're just beings. We can't control everything. Like, thinking about,
we're not that far off from caveman
primal
days though either. You know what I mean? We're not that far off. People think the planet's been around for how many millions and millions of years? We're very new to this planet still, in our shape and form. So supposedly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have sexual interests at all times and stuff. You might see something that it's not like you're looking at the person, I guess, as being an object of desire or pursuing that person. It's just they possess qualities that speak to you. It's more of admiring that because, it's not that I need to paint the picture. It's just an appreciation of the art, I guess. I don't have to be the painter. I can appreciate the art regardless.
It wasn't DEA, but he worked in task force and stuff like that. And he was telling me about interviews of new cadets. I guess one of the questions were about arousal and stuff. Does fire arouse you in a polygraph situation? And they didn't. Or do the sight of blood and organs arouse you? And there's people that fail that shit. So he's That's like, crazy. It's super awkward for me to tell them, hey, you failed because, it's not that they're necessarily getting a boner. Yeah, there's definitely inappropriate places. You don't want to be at a funeral and you're sporting wood.
I don't know.
Excuse yourself to somewhere if that's the case, on accident. But you be wearing silk boxers and let it rub you the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Especially if you're young. I don't know if 13, 14, 15, like you ain't got control over that,
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know if we touched on this in other videos, but like I've told my girl this stuff, like, what was it? Oh crap! Sorry, I lost my train of thought here. Because I was trying to get it off.
Yeah, you were, dirty girl.
Oh my god!
We were talking about boners.
No, I can't remember what I was going to say. Never mind. Sorry.
All right.
You edit that out.
It don't matter. All right. So this one's fun to talk about here, but starts off, I'm 32 years old and my partner's 36. We've been together for 5 years and have lived together for 4. This morning I woke up with something touching my leg and the bed gently shaking. I thought maybe one of the dogs was scratching themselves, but as I woke up, more I could see / feel my boyfriend next to me. From the corner of my eye, I saw what he was doing. And the thing touching my leg was his penis. Essentially, he was rubbing against me as he jerked off, and I caught him before he could finish. My first reaction was shock. What the fuck? He immediately stopped. Why'd you stop, homie? We lied there for a minute, and then I said, I'm getting up, and left the bed to go finish sleeping alone on the couch. Later that morning, he apologized, but I didn't accept it. I just said, okay. Now, for some info, I don't care that he masturbates. He can do it as often as he feels like, whenever. I don't care. Sometimes he has even asked me to pose for him while he lie in bed, and it's never bothered me before, but he's always asked. Now I'm waking up to him using my body, rubbing against me while I'm unconscious. If he was on the other side of our king-size bed and jerking off, I wouldn't have been bothered, but I'm mainly angry that he was touching me, all caps, while trying to get off and I was asleep. This isn't the first time he's touched me or put things in me while I was asleep. One time he was joking, by poking me with his morning wood, and it accidentally slipped in, to which I completely flipped shit on him for. But that was years ago, and there hasn't been an incident since. But now, with this new incident, I'm seriously considering breaking up. I'm a very hard sleeper, and now I don't feel like sharing a bed with him because now I don't know how often he's done this, that I just didn't happen to wake up. When people describe a great guy, it's literally him. He's thoughtful, patient, kind, supports my dreams, and is great to his friends and family. Am I just a huge asshole making this out to be a bigger deal than it is? That's
my goodness. My goodness, you're just waking up. What's up, girl?
Straight to the comments. It's like, accidentally slipped in. LOL. What the fuck? Like, girl, was you soaking wet? Is he like super tiny? How did it accidentally just slip on in there? You know what I mean?
I've talked about this, not this situation. I think it's healthy for people, especially in the beginning of a relationship, to kind of be straightforward about their sexual expectation. Like, I think we might have touched on this on another video, but it's like sexual kinks are a big thing. And I feel like if people aren't aligned on those kinks, that could lead to unfaithfulness in relationships because those strong sexual desires aren't being fulfilled. So that's why it's good. But it's like if you're dating somebody and they're like, I want you to deuce on my chest. Yeah. And you're like, I'm not deucing on their chest. That's a deep-rooted sexual kink desire. And if they can't get that from you, they might be pushed to looking elsewhere for it. And
reminds me of that Eminem song, "What She Tripped, Fell, Landed on His Dick."
Yeah. I mean, comfort zones for sure. Be respectful of comfort zones. Like, but, you know,
I don't think homie should have been
like you.
Like, I don't think he should have been up in her bed just fucking, you know, I mean, on her. But if she's sleeping and he rolls over,
with some kisses on the neck or something, bro,
rubbing on her booty or something. Yeah, you don't just go straight to whacking it or playing with her.
Yeah, that could be a little abrasive.
Yeah,
that could be a little.
Yeah,
abrasive.
that's a little much. I don't.
That's a little, but you know, it set the mood a little, bro. Set the mood a little bit. But I mean, it's different for everybody. That's why you should have that conversation. Because you know, some girls are like, yeah, have at it. Where some girls are like, I don't want to, like this chick, like she's like, nah, bro. But you know, you have to also read the room and understand your audience on that.
Well, it says in here too. It says some marriages we're initiating stuff like that while someone's still asleep is a shared green light for both parties. But that's obviously something they've discussed and have boundaries for.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, to be more serious about it, technically, if you're doing something that you don't know if they want or don't want, that's a serious red flag for people and stuff, because it's anything like that pertaining to a woman, any girl, or even a guy could be like, you know, that's, you know, it's sad to say, but just because the severity of it is like that could technically be considered as like some kind of sexual assault, and that's why you should have those conversations, like really, because you want to know what you should always know at all times, at least the person you're with, what they're ultimately comfortable with and not comfortable with. And you know, because as I said, if you want something they're not comfortable with, it's going to be a continuous takeaway from you, and something you want but don't have, and that can lead to negative things. But that's deep rooted sexual stuff and everything like that. But never once have I ever woke up been like, oh yeah, you know, freaking set the mood. If anything, set the mood, bro. Wake her up with kisses on the neck, rub her butt, something like that. But like just waking up, just rubbing it on her and being, you know, just paint the colors of the wind on, you know, bro. Like, good Lord, it's not a paintbrush, bro.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a little crazy. I wouldn't, but see, like if you're a dude and you're just like, think about it if you switch it. You know, I woke up, my girl's over here fiddling herself and then starts touching me. Are you like, no, ew, stop that?
Well, you know, I mean, I'm not speaking for every dude, but I imagine most dudes wouldn't mind being woken up by a, you know, oral or something like that. And, you know, but dudes are perverts.
But that's the thing.
You know, most dudes are perverts.
Yeah, that's why it's important to discuss this stuff with your girl. You've been in a relationship for 5 years, and she said, you know, he's perfect in every sense except for this. I mean, I would definitely talk about it first before you go straight to, I'm going to break up with this wonderful man. Like Cat Williams said, that funky 10%. You know, break up with that guy.
Yeah. Comfortability, you know, if you love somebody, you should be able to express your comfort levels with them, but also be receptive to their comfort levels, and
Well, some people sitting here say
stuff like
my
that
wife
for
encourages
sure.
me to have sex with her while she's sleeping. There's other ones say same my wife, same my girlfriend, same experience, same stuff. A lot of
See, I've
people
never
don't have a
felt.
problem with it, but I think I wish they would see somebody says my wife gave me permission to do this. This my girlfriend gave me permission to do this. I
Yeah, and
talked
that was
about
all
this.
established through
Yeah.
dialogue, having those deeper conversations about sexual and emotional sexual comforts and stuff like that, opposed to just doing it. I've never felt like I was 100% comfortable with engaging in a way like that, even with permission, with somebody I was with while they were sleeping. That always seemed weird to me. I'd rather wake them up to some degree, kisses on
Well,
the neck,
that's,
rubbing on the
I mean,
body,
there's been times I've
you
been
know.
married for 26 years. So, I mean, there's been times where I'm half asleep and I don't even know I'm doing it. Like straight up, like
Oh,
I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like it's just been married that long. I've had somebody sleeping next to me that long. It's been my girlfriend that long. It's like, not that but it's not me whacking it either. Like I've never done that. So I don't, that's a
mm-hmm.
little strange to me. I mean, that's just not my style of things. So it comes off to me a little strange. I mean, perfectly healthy if they've talked about it and that's what they want to do, but who knows? I just thought it was funny. I was
Yeah,
like, oh gosh, but cool
yeah.
deal.
That's crazy though.
We'll end it
Like,
right there.
have a talk with your man.
Yeah, don't, guys,
Let
don't,
him know where that comfortability starts and ends with that kind of
what
stuff.
she's okay with,
Don't
what you're
shame
okay
him
with.
necessarily for it.
There should definitely
What's
be,
that?
there should definitely be no shame in anything unless it's like
Hmm.
outlandishly out there. You know what I mean? Like if it's some weird two girls, one cup kind of thing, like that's some nutty stuff.
Well, that's what I'm
But
saying. Like
if
that was
it's
the whole
just
like do this on my chest kind of
yeah,
thing. Like,
that's weird. I mean,
well,
there's got to be
a lot of
some
girls,
degree of something.
think.
But I get
Well,
it. There's a big
well, that
community out there.
we've
I
talked
got it.
about
Yeah.
this a lot. A lot of girls think that most dudes would love to have a threesome, and I'm over here like I ain't trying to put that kind of work in. Like, nah. Plus, I'm not a sharer. I don't want to share. No, I don't. That whole scenario isn't for me and stuff. And usually women are like not talking with like just a girlfriend, but just women in general. When they, most dudes and this, it's like, nah, man, that's not where I'm at mentally. They are surprised by
Yeah.
that, not just with me, but with any man. Like, oh, you don't want to? It's like, nah, man. There's a lot that goes into
Yeah,
that.
but there's a lot of girls
Like,
out there with that fantasy too, though. Like that's what I mean. Look how many swingers and stuff there
yeah,
are.
man. Was it cucked?
Oh
Is that what it is?
gosh.
Cucked?
Oh gosh.
You
Oh
go sit in the corner
no.
while my
No.
oh
No.
boy over here.
No.
Well, boy over here
Nope.
goes to work for you. He's going to step. You tagged him in, bro. You go sit there in the
No.
corner. You get your breather.
Oh
That's
gosh.
not
Oh,
no.
so horrible. So horrible.
Yeah, that's way horrible. I wouldn't want that at all. But also, having conversations of like what they want, I guess, as far as fulfillment goes, because you see, like on Reddit, is like, why don't like dudes like, why don't some dudes like going down on girls and stuff like that? Like,
Oh yeah.
that's always weird to me and
I know.
stuff.
I got guys.
I know people like
I got
that,
guys
and
at
they're
work
just
that are like,
they
I refuse to do that. I won't do that. No. And you're just like,
well. Even as a dude talking to other dudes about it, I've never gotten a clear cut answer why. It's just mostly like, no, why would I? And it's just like, why would you? I understand why you would, but help me understand a little bit better why you wouldn't.
yeah.
Everything I think it's technique or something, their efficiency with it, something like that.
I don't know.
I can only speculate because I've never gotten a clear cut answer. I just have my own hypotheses on that. But I'm just,
Oh gosh.
that's god awful. That's god awful.
All right,
But
let's
yeah.
get out of here. But
All right.
thanks for stopping by, everybody. Catch you on the next one.